Welcome back to episode 12 of Rime with the Frost Maiden. I'm Samson Paul. Here with me is the rest of the party, ready for the first D&D session of the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Uh, Alton, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for showing up here today. Appreciate you guys. And Sam I Am, thank you for the sub as well. Much appreciated. Goes a long way to helping the stream and helping all the artists that help contribute to make this happen. How's everyone doing tonight?
So well. So excited to be back.
Woo!
Feels like forever, doesn't it?
Yes, far too long.
Very long.
Indeed. Looks like we're missing a character up there. Boop. Lysander. Ponte. Everyone is accounted for. All right. So, anything anyone wants to talk about before we get into the recap? Nate, opportunity for a cheap plug for Drunk of the Dead, if you wish.
Yeah, Drunk of the Dead. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but we are coming back soon. Look out for our next episode. We are still going to be dropping Cannibal Holocaust as our next episode, which is an intense film, and we will include a trigger warning on that episode. But Drunk of the Dead is a horror discussion podcast where me and my co-host Sean Parker pick a horror movie, pick a guest, watch it separately, and drink together. If you enjoy that type of thing, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, and pretty much anywhere you find your podcast. New episodes usually drop a month at a time, but the traffic will be increasing on that in the next few months. So we look forward to seeing that you're listening to us or whatever you want. But yeah, give Drunk of the Dead a try. It's a good time, and thank you.
Absolutely. There you go. Cheap plug for Nate. Does anyone else want to take advantage of this cheap plug opportunity? Sounds good. Follow Billy on Instagram, even though he just uses it for memes.
Ooh, you can follow me
Word.
on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
It is C_BEARA. Click C-Beara.
All right, type that in the chat just so everyone gets the right spelling, just in case. You can follow me on Twitter, Samson Paul, same as the username on Twitch. You can follow Carcass or Brian. What is your Twitter handle once again?
That is at Gavalarian, also the same as my username on the stream.
There you go. It's all about uniformity, uniformness. I don't know. Someone out there is an English major and is very angry at me. Let's see. What else? I think that might wrap it up if there's nothing else.
I actually have one other thing, if I can plug it real
Nate,
quick.
you already had your plug time.
I don't get. Wait, someone didn't eat theirs. Can I have theirs?
Go ahead.
Real quick, I would like to plug a new podcast that will be dropping next month. Also, everywhere you can find your podcast, co-hosted by me. It's called Dumb Man Smart Man. And Dumb Man Smart Man is me and a co-host, and we will be talking about all things that we find should be accessible to both the dumb people of the world and the smart people of the world. We will give two perspectives on each topic we discuss. One will be very educated, and one will be kind of a point-blank response. So if you like diversity in discussions that range from anywhere from politics to video games to earwax, I don't give a hell, keep an eye out for Dumb Man Smart Man, which will be everywhere you can find a podcast by the end of February.
There you have it. Drunk of the Dead and Dumb Man Smart Man coming from Nate. That's man. 2 podcasts. Busy guy. 2 podcasts in D&D.
Yeah, I'm a busy boy.
All right.
Hi.
So, with that, we'll get into the recap, and it's going to be summed up, unfortunately, not by Timmy the Tooth this week as a result of the prior week. He is going under dental surgery for his 2 front teeth, and he did ask me to pass along a short message, and he says that you guys are going to be paying for this tooth and nail. So, more to come on that, I'm sure. I'll get more angry messages from Tooby the Tooth to pass along towards you guys, which I don't even think you guys have a company name yet, so maybe in due time. In any case, you guys picked up last week chasing the caravan, or the getaway vehicle of this caper that had been under place at East Haven, taking the cauldron that was, I think it was called the Cauldron of Plenty, something that was able to create a massive amount of food with very minimal resources. Could easily feed a small village and really put a dent in the resources necessary to feed a lot of people. So you took to the roads, headed through Bryn Shander. Skipping around a bit, you went through all the way to Targos, and once getting there, made your way towards the inn, and trying to suss out exactly who might have it and if they would, what their intentions were with it. With some investigation, finding out that it was indeed the speaker of the town of Targos that had it in his possession, with a little bit of brute force and taking hostages in alleyways and invading personal homes and invading privacy and going in and beating up the tenants of said buildings. Was able to surmise that this cauldron is going to be very, very guarded, with many guards that are on the payroll for this town. This town is on the larger side of the towns of compared to other ones in 10 towns. It's not as big as Bryn Shander, but very sizable. And you immediately saw that this regiment of maybe 150 guards plus might just be a little bit too much for you guys to overcome at this point. So with that, the speaker of the town kind of sussed out that you guys were up to try to reacquire this cauldron from him, and took the initiative to have the guards very politely escort you from town in a non expedited manner. Allowed you to take your time and collect your things come morning. And once morning came and you were on your way out, you ran into Keegan, or his dog, that led you to his house, informing you guys that his husband has gone missing, and he was expecting him to return, but when he opened the door to find you, he sort of inquired if you would be able to undertake the task of going to find his husband, who had been traveling up the mountainside of the Care, up north by Care Koenig in the Dwarven Valley. And with that, we pick up on the outskirts of Targos as you guys are starting to make your way towards Bryn Shander, as that was the last known whereabouts of Leoponte, who is still missing. So, what would you guys like to do? This is early morning as you've awoken to head out, but the day is very young, and light could be very slight. You notice that the storms that have been plaguing the 10 towns and the rest of the Icewind Dale have kind of subsided. Still large amounts of snow on the ground that hasn't had time to melt, but very traversable still at this point, using the main roads.
Well, I would vote that we go try and retrieve La Ponte as fast as we can and go try and find this guy's husband.
Yes, I agree. We need to get Pointy.
So to Bryn Shander then? Yeah.
Bryn Shander.
All right. So, you guys head south from Targos back onto the roads, and you have about a 3-hour journey to make it to Bryn Shander. So, if I would have the leader, please make your survival check.
Have we established who that is?
Nope.
All right, I will do it. Ooh, that's a 9.
Okay. So you keep a decent direction on the road, being able to see the tracks ahead of also your previous tracks from the day before, and this is a large town, so they have wagons and the like being pulled throughout this this trade route to Bryn Shander. Over the course of about an hour, you come across two individuals coming your way that look to be very well armed, and you haven't seen these people before. One of them human, the other seems to be some sort of half-elf, some sort of elven variety that's a little bit more exotic than your normal light-skinned elves that you'd see. And they try to make their way past and just pass peacefully, unless otherwise anyone would like to talk to them about anything.
Probably not, since we're in a rush to get Pointy back and find our friend's husband.
Okay. They keep to themselves and give a glancing nod as they progress north to Targos, as you guys continue through south to Bryn Shander. Let's see, let's make some rolls here. The rest of your journey goes by smoothly, and you arrive outside the city of Bryn Shander. It is just shy of midday, and the guard meets you about 15 feet out from the gate, and he holds up his hand and he says, "Halt! What business do you have here in Bryn Shander today?"
Oh, we're just passing by. We're supposed to be meeting a friend here, so he can join with us.
Alrighty, that's fine by me. Do you plan on staying the day?
I do not believe so, assuming we can find him quick enough.
Well, let me tell you that today, the rooms are free.
Well, that's pretty cool. Why is that?
Oh, we're just offering extra bit of hospitality for those passerbys to Bryn Shander. If you wish to partake in this hospitality, feel free to head towards the North Look and let them know that you're coming in through town.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Now, can I have your names?
I'm VegaCon.
Yes, and you, little one?
I'm gonna nudge C6. Be like, I think he means you there, bud.
Did we have a drop?
It says he's talking.
Yeah, it says he's talking. Matt, no one can hear you.
Yeah, you're not being heard, unfortunately. He says, "I'm Z6."
Perfect.
And he looks to the next one to say their names.
Lysander. I tip my hat to him.
Okay. I got you. Thank you.
Eclipse of the moon.
All right. And what about the pointy-horned one?
Oh, hello.
What is your name?
Oh, yes, I am Carcass.
Okay, thank you very much, Carcass. And Andy also speaks up and gives her name and says thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, you're free to enter. Please enjoy your stay.
Speaking of Andy, is Miranda not here tonight?
No, she is not here tonight.
Oh, okay.
So, you guys are granted entry into town. And where would you like to go? Where would you like to look first for Leoponte?
I say we start at the nearest tavern or inn.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, so you head over to the North Look on the north side of town.
All right, what do we see when we walk in?
Go ahead and, well, you're not quite there yet, so give me some perception checks
Gotcha.
to kind of look around town as you're coming in. I'm assuming you're looking in alleyways and stuff just in case on the way.
Yeah, I got a nat 20 plus 3.
Okay, very good. Anybody else?
I got a 7.
All right. Eclipse? Carcass?
I got a 14.
All right. Zezix, if your mic is working now.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, give us a second. He's working on his internet stuff.
Okay, no worries. Carcass.
Surprisingly, I have a 12.
That's pretty good. So Eclipse and Vega, you notice as you start to move on through town and take a look at your surroundings along the way, you don't spot Leoponte anywhere. But you do notice that there seems to be this sort of overwhelming gloom on the city at this point. The inhabitants of this city seem to be very nervous, I guess would be the best way to describe it.
What are you nervous?
Hey, he's back.
Hey, nice.
You like my little test there?
Yeah, that was good. Good test.
Cute.
Very subtle.
Eclipse is gonna look around and look over to the party and say, something's not right here. It feels wrong.
Yeah, why does everybody seem so fucking bummed?
Yeah, but they're offering free rooms at the tavern, no less.
I mean, seasonal depression is a thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. If the two are connected, I don't know what that would mean.
Maybe we can ask around the tavern, see if something bad happened.
I suppose.
All right. So choosing to just leave the villagers be and continue on to your destination of the tavern.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't take very long. You guys have been here before and you kind of know your way around town. You head to the North Look and you find it to be very full. And go ahead and make a perception check as you enter.
I got an 8.
I got a 13.
I got a 14.
Okay. Carcass.
I have a 0.
It's 12.
All right. Well, Carcass, you actually see Pointy sitting at the bar with his back towards you.
Oh, then I will run up to him and put my arms on his shoulders.
And you walk up, or I'm sure you walk or you run, I assume, and you make your way through the patrons of the bar and put your hands around this long-haired individual, to which he says, "Ah! Who are you?"
Oh, hello. Carcass is me.
Unhand me!
Oh, you are not Pointy?
No, I am not Pointy. Do I feel sharp?
I don't know. Let me check again, and
I'm gonna walk up and say, "Well, you look pretty sharp there, friend. Sorry about the confusion."
No worries, he didn't do any harm. This time, but it looks like he could.
Oh, harm is something he is very capable of. Yes, that is an astute observation.
And the bartender catches wind of this tiny altercation. He says, is everything fine here? If everything's all right, I can get you drinks all around."
No, this is not Pointy. Everything is not okay.
Would you like something that is pointy?
Yes, I am looking for Pointy.
I see.
We are looking for our friend Leofonte. Last we heard, he was in this town, and we thought this would be a good place to start.
And he kind of looks back at you and he says, I think I remember you from a few weeks ago. Which member of your party are you missing?
The one that talks even funnier than I do.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, have you seen him around recently?
He actually has a room, and I haven't seen him come out yet.
Wonderful. Could you point us in that direction?
Sure. And he leaves the bar temporarily and heads down the hallway, and he knocks and opens the door, and inside you see there is a white dragonborn who seems to be taking up stay here. And he says, "Oh, I'm very sorry, ma'am. Did not mean to disturb you. I must have had the wrong room."
Yes, for sure. The wrong room.
And
Yeah, that doesn't quite look like him.
he's going to inquire, "Have you seen a individual that looks," and he gives a brief description to Leoponte and Samantha, if you would like to respond if you had seen this individual or not. Maybe not.
Samantha, fix your shit. We want to talk to you.
It's doing the thing to her too.
Damn it!
Ruh-roh.
Matt, what'd you do to fix yours?
I had to move my mic to a different USB port.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is mine working now?
Yours is working. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Samantha, try what Matt just said.
In the meantime, the bartender is going to take the silence as just offending this person immensely and quietly shut the door.
Cute.
And he knocks on the other door, and inside is Leoponte.
Hooray!
And he says, I believe your friends have been looking for you.
Is he the only one I can see right now?
No, you can obviously Carcass. He's at the front of the line.
Okay, cool. Leon Ponte will arise and say, "My dear friends," and he will give ready himself for the hug that is coming from Carcass.
And I will make haste into the room and give him the largest hug I have ever given anyone.
I imagine you're just like lifting me off the ground and spinning me and stuff, and it's like a regular thing we do anytime we don't see each other for like a full 24 hours.
Yes, it's like the worst rom-com.
Leon Ponte will turn to his friends and say, "My friends, I'm so thankful that you have arrived."
It's good to see you, friend.
No,
Glad you're okay.
what happened?
Well, as you recall, I went in there to resolve the situation a bit, and they got the better of me, and they took me. I was fearful of my life, but I was dropped here in Bryn Shander unharmed. Timothy Tooth may be scum, but he is honorable, in ways.
So Timmy the Tooth was your friend, was he not? And he kidnapped you?
Oh, Vega. There are no such things as true friends in my line of work. There are only thieves and Carcass.
This is me.
Yeah, fair enough.
What did they do with the cauldron? Did you guys locate it?
Yeah, we found it, but it is a little too well fucking guarded for us to do anything about it right now.
I see.
What? Why did they just leave you here? Like, did they not think that you were going to, do something?
Well, you see, the one known as Timmy the Tooth, he and I, we go back quite a ways, no? And to kill someone in this line of work, that is something none of us will do. Double cross, leave behind, abandon, some of that may be fair game. But killing, that is a stain on your reputation that you may never wash out.
So they just dropped you here and said, "See you later"?
Pretty much.
Well, all right, I guess nothing to do but move on. At least until we can actually formulate a good enough plan to do something about the cauldron.
If at any point you could give me the laydown of the guarded cauldron, I may be able to turn the gears in my brain to see if there's a way to remove it from the current ownership. Something I'm rather good at, but it may take some time for me to calculate a plan.
Well, just to give you a brief rundown, right now the speaker of the town has it in his room, and the lady who was learning how to use it, that was working with Timmy the Tooth and all of them, was in there with them, and they were talking about it, and they have all kinds of guards. I don't know how long it's going to stay in the speaker's room. I assume they're going to bring it somewhere to put it to use, but they knew that we were there investigating it, so the speaker had the guards basically banish us from the town, albeit politely, but they pretty much banished us.
I see. Give me some time to think. I will let you know if I come up with a solution for our tricky problem.
Fair enough, but in the meantime, we did meet a wonderful man on our way out of town who is worried about his husband at the moment and was asking us to go investigate his whereabouts. He may be lost up in the north, possibly freezing. So we were about to go search for him and see what we could find.
I am nothing except all for this journey. I have missed my dear friend Carcass, and by a lesser extent, I have missed all of you. So a adventure sounds quite nice at the moment.
So at the
Thanks.
oh, go ahead.
Are they having this conversation in the hallway or the bedroom?
They're having it in the hallway.
Hey!
The tavern owner is still there, and he's inquiring. Oh, someone out there might have some deadly frostbite. Do you have a healer that is capable of taking care of this? And Andy will speak up, and she'll say, "Yes, I'm a cleric by trade." And the bartender seems relieved. He's like, "You'll definitely need something of that sort, especially if he's been out there long."
I'm gonna open the door, my door,
Okay.
and say, "Hi, my name's Sora."
Well, hello there.
I couldn't help but overhear you guys were talking so loud. I was just standing here. I could hear everything.
Oh yeah. Sorry if we were disturbing you.
That's okay. I was just gonna see if you needed some help on your journey today, finding your friend's husband.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
What was that, Z6?
I mean, we don't know who you are. I mean, how do I know you're not gonna try and kill me?
Why would I try to kill you?
Everything tries to kill me.
I'm gonna look around and like see if I can read anybody's faces and if like they're as scared as he is or if it's just him, you know.
Okay. Go ahead and roll insight.
And hey, Sam, real quick, before we leave here, I'd like to jump into the court with you for a second.
Okay. What's your insight, Sam?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
It was a 6.
So, being as this is your first time getting a good look at everybody, you're getting mixed signals. You know, Zizix is obviously scared. Andy has RBF. You can't read Lysander at all. He doesn't even have eyebrows. Everyone else is kind of mission mash of their body language giving you any signals.
Andy has RBF. Oh man.
I'll just say like, well, I assure you I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just a dragonborn that's trying to find her way in the world, and I'd like to help some nice folks. So you guys sound like nice folks.
Leon Ponte will chuckle under his breath at that statement.
Rizix will walk up to Sora and get his monocle out and just start looking her up and down and kind of inspecting what she has on her.
I'll bend down so he can see better.
All right, and you see that she's wearing a very nice robe. She has a staff equipped on her. Her what do you call that? The buckle of the cloak is a bright green that kind of glistens a little bit. Anything else that I'm missing on your character besides obviously being a dragonborn of the ice?
I don't think so. That's about it.
Does she have like a staff out or anything like that? Or
Yeah, staff.
okay, Zizix will go up and start knocking on the staff with his finger to see if it like makes a sound or if it reverberates.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Kills him when he touches it. That is a 19.
Sounds like it's made of some sort of oak, maybe some sort of dense wood.
Yeah, Zizix will, after he inspects everything, he'll say, just just stay in front of me.
Of course, whatever you need.
And Zizix will then go and kind of get behind Caucus a little bit.
Well, ma'am, if you're looking to, I'm going to step forward and greet her. I said, well, ma'am, if you're looking to find your way in the world, I guess you could say that we are too, in a way. I think we could take all the help that we can get, but just so you know, we aren't going to be able to pay you for your help. But if you want to tag along, you're welcome to.
I appreciate that. And what was your name, sir?
Lysander Blackburn. I tip my hat down to her.
It's very nice to meet you, Lysander.
Likewise, ma'am.
And at that, I'll step forward and extend a hoof. Say, and I'm Vegacon. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You have hands. You have digits.
Ish.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
All
I
right.
may ask, ma'am, what is your trade? What do you do?
I'm some sort of a magician, I guess you could say.
A magician. What kind of magician?
Oh, a tradesman never reveals their secrets.
At that, Vega will kind of smirk at that.
Zizix will say, well, they will reveal themselves. And he'll go right back behind Caucus again.
In due time, I suppose.
That's right, new friends. Now, do we know where your friend's husband is?
Somewhere in the north near the Care Mountain range. Yes,
Calvin's
Sam. There's
Cairn.
question marks behind all of this.
Calvin's Cairn.
Yeah, that thing.
Well, we better get on our way. He may be in trouble.
I would agree.
Absolutely.
And the bartender speaks up and he says, you should probably stay in for the night. It's probably going to be tough to get out, unfortunately.
Why is that?
Weather seemed fine coming in.
Well, it's not about the weather, unfortunately. It's, well, I guess in a roundabout sort of way it is, but, the guards are secluding all passers-by into town.
We were not informed of this when we entered. What is the purpose of this seclusion?
Well, you may have a shot. Did you sneak in by chance?
No. No, we did not.
I see. Well, you chose to come to Bryn Shander on a very auspicious of days, my friend. To get out, you'll have to fight through the force of the guards, through each entrance and exit. Because
And
tonight we hold a lottery.
Oh, so everyone who passes by is just thrown into this lottery.
Well, you see, it was the. Gotta understand, we're trying to look out for our own
And fuck everybody else.
It's not my idea, I assure you, but the powers that be here in Bryn Shander decided that it would be best to minimize our losses in our sacrifices to Oral by giving passersby free room and board in exchange for their names being placed in a lottery.
You know what? That's absolutely fine if people are made aware that that's the deal they're making.
We came here to find our friend. We found our friend, and we will take our leave.
Well, doing so, you might just make an enemy out of Bryn Shander.
We'll see what happens. I'm going to talk to the guards.
So you won't be taking your rooms for the night? They're going to go fast.
We weren't planning on staying here.
We told the guards that when we entered.
Yeah. Understands. I understand.
This feels like this may be above your pay grade, no?
I'm sorry, I don't speak whatever it is you're saying.
Leon Ponte is just gonna sit there for a second at that very nationalist comment, and then he's going to slow down, and in his American impression, will go, "You don't seem like the type of person who can give us an answer to this issue. Am I right? Question mark."
Uh, and he's gonna return the accent. I don't reckon I have the answers that you're looking for, partner.
Now we're just doing improv. Okay, then. Leon Ponte will turn to the others and say, "I do not believe resolution lies within this man."
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the guards.
Well, before you do that, I'm going to turn back to the bartender. You said it was the powers that be. Who be the powers at be?
That would be Sheriff Markham and the Speaker of the town.
Very good. Where could I find them?
Well, nights like tonight, they find themselves guarded inside Town Hall, for obvious reasons.
Fair enough. That's where we will be heading. Thank you.
All right. And the bartender nods his head and understands the concern that the party has about this situation and returns to the bar. And as you guys make your way back out alongside him, you choose to hang around the bar at all or heading straight out?
I'm going straight to town hall.
So am I.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm following everybody else. Except for Zizek, I'm in front of him.
Very wise. Andy is going to hang back, and in case stuff does go down, she's going to keep at least one room for you guys in case you can't convince her, fight your way out of it.
Okay.
So, you guys make your way outside of the bar, and you head towards Town Hall, and you see that there's a retinue of maybe 15 guards stationed around the perimeter. You see 2 that are up top and in bunkered positions with crossbows. And the guards step between you and the door, and they say, "Can we help you?"
Yes, I was hoping to speak to Sheriff Markham, if possible.
He is in a meeting right now. Can I take down a message?
All right, I'm sure that you have to say that to everybody because of how many people would like to talk to him right now. But I've spoken with him before. We're acquainted. I need to ask him a couple questions about a job he had for us, as well as one or two other things I'd like to discuss with him.
Oh, you were here to find the caravan that's gone missing about a week ago?
Yes.
Okay, very well. I'll let you in.
Hey Sam, could we jump in the
Thank you.
court real quick?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
No, you're good, man.
Uno memento as we take a little sidebar. And what is the sidebar about?
Leon Ponte would like to know how much gold he made from the successful heist.
Yes. You were handed 550 gold, and that is both yours and Carcass's cut.
Okay,
It's
so
a little
550 gold.
Yep, it's a little bit smaller than what you were originally promised, but being let out early essentially kind of cut that end off of it.
Yeah, I think Leon Ponte would agree that that is fair, also based on the somewhat of a kerfuffle that unfolded at the end of the heist. He would probably take that gold and be happy about it. I just want to make sure my ass is covered. So, what do I like? Do I know anything else I need to know about the ending of the heist and the events after that that the party doesn't know? You know, any key points I need to make sure I'm covering my own ass with.
Things that I would have told you offline, which is pretty bare minimum. Just that you talked your way off of the getaway bus essentially, and you don't know exactly who the purchaser was, and you don't know why. Well, you have an idea why, but you don't know how deep this heist goes as far as powerful people.
Okay, cool. So I got my cut, and I'm out clean.
Yep.
Good enough for me. That's all I needed.
All right, sending you back. And we are back. So, the guards will step aside, and one will go in, and he announces you to Markham, and he says, Markham, you have visitors about the job for the missing caravan. And Markham says, good. Send them in. And you guys enter the town hall and see Markham inside with another retinue of about 10 guards kind of standing present. These guards look to be the veteran variety. They look to have marks of honor and the like around them. And Markham looks and he says, you've decided to make up your mind then and take this job. We have sent 2 others recently and they didn't have any luck, but I think you guys would do well to take this job for us.
Yes. I wanted to get more information about it, try and find out everything we could. And we actually had one other matter we also needed to attend to. But we were not planning on staying here tonight and have been told now that we may have to. And that was not something we agreed to when we were let into the town.
Yes. Do understand that this is your chances of being chosen are literally 1 in 1,000. There's very minimal risk to anyone here.
Right, I understand that, but we weren't planning on staying here. We have pressing matters to attend to.
I understand
your job being one of them, but there's one that is more pressing that may be costing a man his life if we don't get to leave very soon.
I understand. And, how much are you being paid for this job? Is there a way that I can up the ante to have you prioritize ours first?
Leonte's eyebrow.
We are not being paid for this other job. We are trying to save a man's life.
Okay.
And the longer we are stuck here, the more likely it is that he will die before we get to him. So we would like to get some information about your job so we can get right on that after we find him and try to save him. But we would like to leave here as soon as we get that information from you so we can try to save this man's life.
And Markham nods and he says, I understand the predicament. It's a tough choice to make. I will need to consult with another person here, and he looks over to the back of the room, and you see this tiefling in robes. He approaches Markham, and Markham says to him, how would this request, I'm sure you've heard of what they've just told me, how would this request affect the likes of Oral? What would she think about allowing people to avoid the judgment? And the tiefling nods his head and scratches his grayed beard, and he says, yes, this is something that Oral may not like, but as long as their names are not chosen, this will be acceptable. And Markham looks back to you guys and says, well, tell you what, we're going to keep your names on the list. But I will make sure that you are able to get out and do the job that you need. But if one of your names are chosen, then we'll have to come to collect. To appease Oral, you understand.
Yeah, I understand, but can I tell you that this is a very devious way to run your lottery? People should be made aware of what they're signing up for by stepping foot in your town.
And the tiefling looks to you and says, yes, I understand. This is acceptable.
Great.
When is this lottery getting drawn?
Tonight at sunset.
And I'm sorry, what happens to the winner of the lottery?
Oh, yes, let me explain. We take all their clothes off, and they get tied to a stake outside of town.
That's barbaric.
Oh, that sounds good. I like steak.
Yes, it's very good steak. Very strong, sturdy steak.
Not the kind of steak that you like, Carcass. Can we just get the information about your job, please, so we can go try to save this man's life?
So, with that information being divulged, and you guys being granted safe passage, but your names being on the list, what would you guys like to do?
Zizek says before we leave, he's gonna ask Markham, where exactly is this list, and who's the keeper of it?
And Markham kind of raises an eyebrow at you, and he says, well, for security reasons, there's no conformed list, but rest assured, if something were to happen to, well, let me put it this way. Many people keep different lists, and at the end of the day, we combine all the lists, and if someone is unable to provide that list that they've been taking all day, then they will be automatically chosen for trying to slight Oral's just cause. So the guards at the entrance have one. We keep one here with the census, with the actual residents here in town, and the eastern guards have one as well.
So what you're saying is any of these people can just give you some arbitrary list?
I trust them. They are our people, they are guards, and we make sure everyone's accounted for. The people and the residents here, they're kept on the census list, or else they are avoiding taxes, and that's a death penalty in itself anyway, depending on how long it's gone. So they don't get removed from that list for being friends with the guard, and then the guards taking in names. Well, I mean, maybe one or two would be susceptible to bribes, but I can't say that I've seen that or think that of the people that I've bestowed this power to.
Hmm. Well, I guess that's your system.
It's a very arbitrary system, but until we find something that works and something that appeases Oral into trying to lessen our plight more than human sacrifice, then this is the way.
Well, no, it's not the way. It's a way, but if I recall, um, shouldn't the only people on these lists be the ones that are on your census? Otherwise, they're not, uh, residents of your town? What would prevent your town from going to another town and ransacking them, and just going ahead and sacrificing them?
I think you're touching on a very, very sore subject, as I would not put this out of reaches of towns, say like Targos. I would say they would be prone to doing those things, but we are being very arbitrary that those who are in town on this day every month will be included in this lotto.
Okay, but not making anyone aware that that is what's happening when they step foot in this town is very, very devious. And especially because we wouldn't be able to leave unless we had just done all of this talking to you and told you how important it was, but other people might not be able to get in to talk to you if they have something important that they have to leave for. And people are just coming into this town thinking it's just a normal day walking into a town, that they'd be free to leave like they always would be. And then they get stuck here and possibly chosen to be murdered. And that it's a very devious thing that you're doing here.
So the residents of this town choose to stay here even though they know the lottery is going to happen.
Yes, because we can provide far better than other towns, and we are not the only town that does this. East Haven does such things. Targos does such things. The smaller towns, they can't sacrifice the manpower, so they go without food or shelter, but that track record of not having human sacrifice, that's proven to cause more losses in the long term than just doing this. because going without heat for a night, going without food for a night or a whole day, that's just. I think it can be an argument could be made that that is part of the reason why these smaller towns are suffering.
I think you're all serving the wrong god.
Leon Ponte is going to, somewhat anxious from the conversation unfolding and not wanting to upset the wrong people on either side, is going to walk outside and smoke his pipe and wait for the rest of the party.
And
Yes, and I'm going with him because I do not want Pointy to be out of my sight for very long.
Oh,
Markham says, I understand where you're coming from. I really do, and I would be willing to make this trade-off. If you were to go now, and you were to track down our caravan, and try to help this town, I will take the 2 lists that are being created at each entryway and tear them up.
I'm gonna kind of glance to the rest of the party and see if anyone has a look of strong objection on their face.
And this would be said before Leoponte and Carcass have left the room.
Leon Ponte would probably hear it said and then would just continue out of the room.
Okay.
A man's life is in danger. And we've given you our word
Well,
that as soon as we locate him, we will return and do this job. Forgive me if I value life over a caravan and this lottery that I find extremely barbaric.
I understand. I will remind you that these were lives potentially lost at this caravan. It's been long enough that I would chalk them up as losses, but I understand your concern. It was just an offer that I chose to make.
Where is this caravan? Or where was it heading?
Well, they say it was on its way to Goodmead before it got taken off track. About halfway there, just past the crossroads.
Tell you what, we have other things we would like to investigate in Goodmead also. We will make this a priority if you will tear up those lists.
How far away is that?
So the distance from here to Goodmead, I believe, is about 8.5, 9 hours. Let me double check here. Bryn Shander to Goodmead. Looking at about 8.5 hours. Yep.
Okay, so if we even leave now and we find this caravan, there is no way for us to get back in time before your sacrifice.
Now, I'm taking you on your word. That's how confident I am in you. There's no trust lost between taking this job or not, but I am taking you at your solemn word.
And this is if we find no survivors, or if we find survivors or not.
Yes.
Okay.
So do we have a deal?
If the rest of your party agrees to undertake this on part of Bryn Shander will be very obliged, and we will disseminate, take the list out of commission.
Does anyone in the party object?
No.
Sora is agreeable with whatever the party wants to do.
As Lysander is the holdout, Vega's gonna turn to him and kind of give him a look. It's like, it's okay, just trust me.
Very well. I accept.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your insights into our processes, and I agree with you. They are a little barbaric and arbitrary, but this has been a harsh couple of years. We've lost many people to this. Bryn Shander used to house well over 2,000 people, and we're but down to half of that.
Yes, I understand. And we all would like this winter to end, but it's not necessarily the lottery that I have a problem with, because I understand it. It's tricking people into taking part in it unknowingly. That is my issue.
It was a very, very popular opinion among the populace here for reasons you would understand.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm sure it's also a very unpopular decision on anyone who steps foot in this town on this night.
Well, I won't delay you any further, and he takes out a piece of parchment and starts writing notes, 2 separate notes. And he hands one to Vega, and he hands one to Lysander, and he says, take these to the guards who are taking down names. Have them report back here.
Absolutely. Would you also possibly be able to jot down anything you can think of that might help us in tracking down this caravan before we leave?
Tell you what, I'll come back with that note after you've delivered those messages. Come back here and I'll have something for you drawn up.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything
Okay.
else?
I guess we'll just deliver the messages and come back for his note, and then we can fuck off out of this place.
Okay. So, you guys head out of the town hall, and again, you look at all the individuals that are out there, very hesitant. You know, it's an auspicious day for everyone, and you start to make your way towards the gate that you ran into, or came into. Or would you guys like to split up? It's up to you.
I guess there are 2 gates we need to go to. This should be a quick and easy thing. Do you want to just split up to hand off the notes and then meet back at town hall?
I suppose.
Well, let's do it.
Should we read these notes before we hand them off to these guards?
Yeah, are they sealed or anything?
No, they're not sealed. They're just folded. But they say to cease the census of travelers incoming and return back to receive a new assignment.
Fair enough.
So it doesn't instruct them to tear up the list that they made today.
No, it doesn't. Not specifically.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go to one of the gates to hand this note off to these guards.
Okay.
And I will go to the other.
All right. From where you are in town, Lysander will get to his first. So you approach the.
I'll go with Lysander.
Okay. Anyone else want to tag along?
I will accompany the two of them once they all come outside.
Okay, and I'm assuming Carcass is following as well.
Yes, I cannot let Pointy out of my sight again.
Okay, very good. And you approach the east gate, and you're met by 4 guards who say, "No exit. There's been some trouble ahead, and we're trying to keep the pathways clear for our mercenaries to head out and take care of it."
Yeah, Sheriff Markham told me to give this to you. I hand him the folded piece of paper.
And he takes it from you and looks at it. You see he kind of furrows his brow and says, "That's his signature, all right." And he says, "Take this to Trevor." And one of the guards who is standing closer to the gate hands it over and opens the door outside and hands it on the other side of the door. You see the guards are kind of giving you a look up and down, and shortly thereafter Trevor emerges and he says, "This is a legitimate order. We're done taking names, boys, so you up on the perch, resume watch. You two come with me and see what this is all about. This could cause some unrest in town. We need to be prepared." And Trevor looks to you and says, "Markham gave this to you himself?
Yes, he did.
It's not some sort of elaborate forgery?"
No, sir. Never met him before today.
I see. Okay. Well, I suppose if this means what I think it means, you are free to exit.
That was the agreement.
Have a good day.
Thank you. I need to go gather my friends.
All right. And the other half, you approach in a similar predicament. You're met with guards that halt your exit, and they tell you no, there's no exit today, and they recognize you, Vega, and they say, "Is there something else that you needed, or is there something we can get for you outside of the gates that you may have dropped?"
No, we have something for you, actually, from Markham. As I hand over the note.
And he also he looks at the note. He's very suspicious of it, but he recognizes the signature as Markham's. He says, "I don't know what you said to him, but I agree with this. It's a little deceiving, but let me tell you, the townsfolk will not be happy. But maybe it's best if the townsfolk don't know." And he looks to the other guards, and the other guards inquire, "Oh, what does it say?" And he says, "We're done taking names. They've changed policies." And he hands it over to the man taking down the list. And he says, "All right. Keep watch here, stay put. I'll go hand this in and see what all the change of heart is all about." And he starts to head back to town hall as well. He doesn't say much, but His demeanor is much more serious now than it was prior.
All right. Well, we will go back to town hall behind him.
Okay. So, let's see. You guys make it back to town hall. Lysander's group will be there a bit quicker than you will, but you guys all meet up outside before entering in. Any exchanges of words before you go inside?
I don't think so. I'm just gonna go in, try and get whatever Markham jotted down for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that takes you inside. And you see the two guards that had the list standing at the table with Markham, who has a piece of parchment in hand. And he says, "This is where they were headed. It also details any landmarks that may be misconstrued as the crossroads where they may have gone off course. And these are the things to look out for," as he posts a collection of, as he points out that there's a collection of 3 rocks that look similar to a set that are at the crossroads, and with the heavy winter that's set in could have been misconstrued. He points out a hillside that has 3 trees on top of it. That could also be the northern part of the crossroads that they might have turned early on, and a couple of other things to investigate on your way over.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yep. And just so you know that I am true to my word, he grabs the torch off of the wall and he sets a flame to the 2 lists that are on the table.
Thank you.
And Markham says, "Be well. Take care and be safe. Now, for you two," as he starts to address the guards, he says, "We're going to need every single person here at Town Hall tonight. Just as normal security, but not a word is to reach the townsfolks that they've destroyed the extra lists. This cannot be made aware to the public." And they agree in very, very stern terms, saying that if they knew, that they could have a revolt on their hands.
Damn.
So, with that, what would you guys like to do?
Get the fuck out of town, I guess.
All right.
We're gonna go back.
What's that?
We have to go back to Malcolm though, because he said that he had something for us before we left, for like info.
You guys just did that.
Yeah, I just got that from him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you have something you wanted to talk to Markham about?
No.
All right. Well, we got everything we need, I suppose. Let's get going.
Let's go
Okay.
hunt a man to save his life.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys head out towards the east gate in search of these landmarks that have been pointed out to you by Markham. Andy's staying in town just in case things bowl over badly here, in case they need some extra healing from casualties that might be taken. So she's going to stay put. So, you guys head out and you start traveling around the roads. Who is leading the way?
I will lead.
Okay. Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
once we get a little ways away from the gates, I'm gonna turn to the party and I'm gonna say, so I normally try to be a man of my word, but I still feel like we need to prioritize saving this man's life over tracking down this caravan. I think that needs to be the immediate next thing we do, but I think we need to prioritize saving this man's life first.
Oh, absolutely. This takes precedence.
Leon Ponte would agree.
Okay. Well, let's go try and find this man and save him so that we can then do our best to, we'll do the closest we can to keeping our word with Markham. Because we absolutely do still need to investigate this, but I don't think we can, I can't in good conscience make it a priority over saving this man's life.
Same. Agreed.
Okay. And you continue out towards the east, following the roads as best you can. And you prioritizing that mission over Bryn Shanders. You know that the road you need to take goes through Caer Dineval and past Caer Dineval to Caer Koenig to speak with the owner of Frozen Far Expeditions to kind of get an idea of what kind of gear they took up on the mountain and get an idea of who you're looking for. As Keegan had divulged the information that that's where he goes before he takes expeditions out into the cairn, and he would know who he's traveling with.
All right, well, that is where we will head.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival.
Well, that would be a 16.
Very good. So you make your way up the road, and you find you actually see a couple of the landmarks that Markham had pointed out on your left, traveling towards the crossroads, about 3 hours into your journey. And you make a mental note of it to remember it for when you come back to it. You make your way to the crossroads and take a left turn and head north to Caer Dineval. And at this point, you run into an individual coming from Caer Dineval that kind of flags you down, and he says, "Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to have any extra food or anything, would you?"
I'm afraid I don't, friend. I turn to the rest of the party.
I can pay you for it.
Leon Ponte would offer him 2 meat hunks.
Are they raw or are they cooked?
They're raw, but I mean, I think this is where the term beggars can't be choosers comes from.
It does go into his decision making. And he says, "Is there anything else that won't make me sick?"
Leon Ponte rolls his eyes and then tosses one up, hoping Carcass catches it in his mouth.
Yes, I will try to catch that right away.
Okay, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Oh, yes, a dexterity check. That is a 23.
Yeah, absolutely. With such grace, this meat hunk goes into the air almost in slow motion, and light classical music starts playing as Carcass leaps into the air, mouth open, getting closer and closer to this meat hunk, and chomps down on it at the crescendo of this light musical number, and
And
lands gracefully down on his feet.
good. I would like to dance around while I chew on it and just stare at the person who turned it down.
Then the Leon Ponte will look at the person and say, "That could have been you, but you were too good for it." And then Leon Ponte will go stand by Carcass.
And he says, "Well, okay, if I might have better luck down the road. I'm sorry, being a vegan and all, I kind of."
Oh, what do you know? The vegan told us he was a vegan.
He did ask if it was raw.
I asked if it was raw because it was going to go into his decision making.
Oh.
But nonetheless, he says, I might be able to make it to town. Where are you guys coming from?
Leon Ponte will say, "From town."
All right.
I don't know this guy. He's just walking up on me. I don't know him.
All right.
From town.
You were pretty friendly to Sora.
Yeah, I mean, but she was in town.
These out of town folks.
And she's a dragonborn, so she's at least cool looking.
I was gonna make a joke, but it's getting too much like we're bullying a homeless person at this point. So keep kind of walking.
Oh man. Well.
Oh my god.
Let's see. This is Uno momento, por favor. Vega, you notice a very large bird overhead. You actually spot it kind of circling, kind of not quite over you, but it's quite large. It's not rock size like a great rock, but it's sizable. You catch it just barely out of the corner of your eye, and you can focus on it, and you notice it flying overhead as it starts to descend down towards the group.
Hey, everybody, heads up. And I'm gonna keep watching it and see what it's doing.
With its flight speed, as you say heads up, the vegan, looks up and he says, "Oh shit, it's back!" and starts running. And you see this bird just coming down and swoops on this vegan and picks him up with two of his claws and tears into his side and his shoulder. And he starts screaming in agony as he is bleeding down onto the ground as its talons have torn into its coat.
Oh shit.
No.
Okay, I'm going
That's why you're not a vegan.
I'm going
Oh.
I'm going to ready my crossbow and carefully take aim at this bird attacking him.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative. So give me a second here. Where are my downloads? Okay. All right. Initiative for Carcass.
21.
Eclipse.
16.
All right. Zizix.
5.
Leoponte.
Also 16.
Very nice. Lysander.
19.
Vega.
15.
Sora.
That's you, Samantha.
Sora going once. Oh, her light's on again, but it's doing the thing.
Just assume she got a 33.
Type it in chat.
Yeah,
And
she's
then-
not even lighting up over here.
Yeah, she's lit up for me. She got a 5. Okay, very good.
Is it?
Very good that she got me the score, yes. The
Oh.
score itself, no.
It does, in fact, suck.
Hey, don't be hating.
Stupid 5.
I'm just surprised
What
mine wasn't
number?
that bad, honestly.
The people at the bottom end of the list get the kills. So
Very
You
fair,
know, sometimes
very fair.
that is very true.
Alright, so next up is we have Carcass. What would you like to do, Carcass, as you're chewing on your meat hunk?
I'm just going to keep chewing on the meat hunk and watching to see what happens because he turned down the meat hunk.
He did. That he did indeed. Alright. That would bring us to Lysander is next, who is taking aim with his crossbow, ready to just snipe this large bird off of this individual.
Yeah. That is a 17 to hit.
Okay, 1 second here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
A 17 will hit.
Okay. That is 7 piercing damage.
7 damage. Very nice. Is this this peryton that you see in front of you? It's a. I'll describe it for you since I haven't done that yet. It's a very large eagle-like wingspan, probably 6 or 7 foot, maybe more like a condor, and it has very sharp fangs in place of, in addition to a beak, and it has antlers like a deer or some sort of elk on its head. It looks like a very gnarly creature, and you pierce it with the crossbow, and it quickly turns and faces you to see who it struck. And it kind of turns its head at you as it kind of shuffles its wing after being struck and tries to take flight as it's now its turn. And it flies about 30 feet up into the air and circles around. Also on this initiative count, you see the vegan on the ground, and he's starting to crawl away, and he leaves a very bloody trail, kind of like a slug behind him, just trying to crawl, screaming and crying because he took a lot of damage, and he doesn't seem to be making it for very long. But that's the Peryton's turn to go ahead and move its full movement and dash, making it about 100 feet out of the way from where it was shot. which brings us to Eclipse's turn.
Okay, so looking at my new actions,
Uh-huh.
is Breath of the Dragon an action?
Yes, if in D&D Beyond it's listed under the actions column, it is an action.
Okay. Great. So, just to try to set this up, I would like to do Breath of the Dragon in place of one of my attacks.
What is the range on that?
It's in either a 20-foot cone or a 30-foot line that is 5 feet wide.
Okay, so this thing is well out of range for that unless you're targeting the vegan.
Darn it.
Target the vegan. Fuck it.
What? Poor vegan. I guess I'll try to move closer if I can.
Sure, you can definitely try to track it down and get directly underneath to where it's going with your movement speed.
Yes.
Anything else?
Now that I have moved, could I
Okay.
try it?
You can try what?
The Breath of the Dragon.
Oh no, it's about 60 feet in the air, so it's still out of range.
Alright, well then I will just hold.
Okay, so you're gonna hold an attack for it to come down on you?
Yep.
Alright, very good. Okay, so next up is Leah Ponte.
Okay, so hear me out. I want to get kind of goofy with this, but
Okay.
in a way that could be very beneficial. Is there a tree standing near me that's pretty tall?
Yeah, you could find a tree that's about 20 feet tall.
Cool. Leon Ponte would like to try and climb said tree to get a higher angle on this thing, a more level angle, if you will, for the next time it lowers itself. And I would like to add that I now have second story work, which means climbing no longer costs me an extra movement, and so I'd like to try to climb a tree.
Okay, very good. So go ahead and make an athletics check as you try to climb this tree.
Can do. That will be a dirty 20.
Ooh, okay. Very nice. So you scale this tree just effortlessly, and you make it up to the top, and you are even hanging on by wrapping your leg around, so you have the access of both hands as you're up there.
So let me just kind of walk you through what I'm thinking. I'm waiting for a moment for it to get within range so I can try to jump on it and tackle it down, like weight it down to the ground.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. So you would have used the movement, and then I think it's an action to climb this tree. So you wouldn't have an action to hold this turn.
That's okay. I can wait for an opportunity my next turn.
Okay,
If it works.
sounds good. So you are doing that, and that brings us to Vega.
All right, sorry. Trying to figure out a couple things here. Actually, honestly, I'm pretty unprepared. If you want to skip to the next person, come back to me.
What's your passive perception?
Passive is 13.
You spot another bird that looks very similar to the one that has attacked the vegan, and it's coming from behind you and starting to swoop down onto the party. It's about 40 feet away at this
Okay.
point.
40 feet.
Yep.
All right, you know what? I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
On the second one?
Well, it gives me 3 rays, so I'll cast 1 on the second one. No, I'll do 2 on the second one and 1 on the first one.
What's the range on it?
120 feet.
Perfect. Okay. Go ahead. Is that a roll or is that a save?
That's an attack roll for each of them.
Okay, go ahead and make your rolls.
All right, let's see. I gotta pick. Okay, well, the first one was a 10.
And that will miss.
Yeah, that checks out. The second one was a 14.
That will hit.
Okay. That will be... Nice. 8 fire damage.
Very nice.
And the last one, I got an at 20.
Critical hit.
So...
Roll damage. Double your dice.
14 fire damage.
14. Very nice. And you see that the last one that you shot at the original Paradin almost immolates, and you see the smoke of these burned feathers start to leave a kind of a smoke trail behind it as it's flying, and it looks to be quite hobbled by this shot. It's very nice.
Hell yeah.
Anything else?
I was a little distracted during everything else. Did anyone else get hurt?
No.
Then no.
Fuck the vegan, I guess, huh? Alright.
Oh yeah, the vegan is hurt. Well, hold on. I have a bonus action spell I can cast to heal him. Let me find which one it is. Okay, I will cast Healing Word on him.
Okay, how much
And-
HP are you giving him back?
That will be 6.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And now it's the second one's turn. As it is continuing to take flight and swoops on down straight to the vegan. And it's going to make a dive attack with a natural 19 to hit. And that, because it did its charge, that does 16 points of damage, and this Paradin has finished off what its partner Paradin was intentionally doing, and went straight for the jugular on this individual. And you hear the last gurgling cries of this man as this bird monstrosity starts to dig into the chest, pass through all the heavy winter clothing, and it digs its beak down into its chest, and it pulls a heart out of this this vegan. And it looks to you, and it looks back up, and it starts to try to take flight. But it doesn't get very far, as it used most of its movement getting out. Getting out to it. So,
Well, fuck, I tried.
You did try. You tried your best.
Sorry, vegan dude.
He's now a heartless vegan.
Were they going after him because he was vegan? Was it like the animals could sense his weakness?
Who knows? You can probably ask.
I could ask.
Next
That's
up is
true.
Sora.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so there's two. How far away are they?
One is about 20 feet away from you on the vegan, and the other one is about 100 feet or so in the air.
Okay, I want the one that's on the vegan. I want to cast Chaos Bolt at first level. It's a ranged spell attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
So that's a 19 total.
That's gonna hit. Roll damage.
Okay, it's 2d8 plus a d6, and one of the d8 determines what type of damage it is.
Okay.
So that's 14 fire damage.
Very nice. As fire has proven to be very effective against these creatures, this one starts to immolate as well, and you see the feathers start to smolder and almost shrink to the heat of your blast. Is there anything else you would like to do?
That's it.
All right. Next up is Zezix.
He's gonna freak out, thinking that the bird's gonna take off with him. So he is going to make the haste to a safe area where they can't attack him.
Hit the tree.
Gonna get in the tree?
I'll go towards the tree.
Okay. You're gonna take cover
And-
behind the tree?
Yeah, and then if one swoops at him, he will probably just hold a firebolt action.
Okay. Very good. And that brings us to the top of the order with Carcass. You see a flaming bird nearby with a heart in its mouth.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Is it close enough that I could run to it?
Yep.
And I would like to run to it and swing my great axe.
Okay. Roll to attack.
All right. Oh, that is a natural 20.
Critical hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 26 damage.
And in one fell swoop, you just land your axe perfectly into this creature. And if you would please, describe your fatality.
I would like to put the great axe down right into the middle of its back between the wings, so that it coughs the heart out on the ground to where I can pick it up.
Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. And you do just that. And that bird is decimated in half.
Does the bird look delicious?
Yes, to you.
I will make a mental note of this.
What the fuck?
Anything else you would like to do?
Yes, I will turn back to everyone and hold up my great axe and smile with a big smile.
Very good, very good.
And Carcass, are you holding that dude's heart right now?
In the other hand.
Talking's a free action, right?
Sure is.
Hey, Carcass, what are you gonna do with that heart, bud?
It did not belong to the bird, so I took it.
Okay, what are you gonna do with it?
I I am going to put it in my bag.
Why?
He is not using it anymore.
Okay. Above table, I was asking because I was wondering if Carcass was either going to eat it or try and put it back in the guy's chest. Because I could have seen either as a possibility.
No, it is mine now.
Carcass is
Wonderful.
low key a neck man.
That checks out.
Absolutely. I've heard crazier stories of stupider creatures being able to conduce magic. So, shout out to Mugrub out there.
Mugrub.
All right. Next up would be Lysander.
Okay, so the second one, is it near the ground? How far is it from
The second one's dead. The first one, the original one, is in the air about 100 feet away from your current location.
And that's the one that I shot.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot it.
Okay.
I've got 150 foot range on my crossbow.
Yeah. Shoot your bow.
That is a 14.
That'll hit.
Alright.
Roll damage.
That is 12 piercing damage.
12 piercing damage. Very nice. And you see that your arrow has struck this bird, and it starts to create a smoky downward spiral as its wings are still out, but it's obviously making a free fall, essentially. But at the last second, it seemingly makes an adjustment to its wings and flies towards Carcass. Carcass, one of two things. Do you still have the heart in your hand, or did you already put it in your bag?
I don't know if you would let me put it in the bag on the turn. If so, then yes, it would be in the bag.
Okay, so you would have still had a bonus action, so yes, I would say you would have put it in the bag. You weren't being sneaky about it, right?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay, so the bird is going to then take a dive attack towards you, and it is going to be a 7 to hit with its gore, just trying to pierce through you with its beak.
Oh no, a 7 does not hit Carcass.
And as it's in its free fall and tries to make a desperation attempt to attack you, it's then going to try to take its talons and not attack you, but attack your bag. I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw to see if you have the reflexes to pull your bag back away from the bird.
All right, a saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 17.
Yeah, so you see this wounded bird trying to pull at your bag and try to put its talons inside because it saw where you put the heart. And you're able to pull it away and shove it away. And this creature starts to fly out of your threatened range, but it doesn't get very far. But using its flyby ability, it does not provoke an opportunity attack. So, next up would be Eclipse of the Moon. The bird is about 10 feet in the air from your current vicinity.
All right. We're gonna break out that Breath of the Dragon cone, 20 feet.
Yep. Is that a save on my part?
Yes. So you would make a dex save, taking half damage on a success.
That is a 13 on the dex save.
It saves.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. 9.
Well, with a 9, I'll have you go ahead and describe your fatality.
Well, is it directly above me?
No, it would be out, like, at an angle from you, I'd say, about like a 45-degree angle.
Cool. So.
Hey, sorry, Clara, just question. What is your max damage on that can only be 8? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I need to roll again. I rolled a 20 under the impression that I needed to hit.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt all that, but I was just curious.
Well, in that case, it would be a 5 from the 2.
It only had 1 HP left, so anything you did would have done it.
Okay. So it would be 5 points from the d4s of cold damage. Yeah, she's just gonna rear back and let loose that dragon breath up on that bird.
All right, and that bird just crystallizes in your dragon's breath and falls like a rock out of the sky and partially shatters as it hits the ground. That is the end of combat.
Leon Ponte is going to start crawling down from the tree like the jackass he was for climbing up the tree.
You were 1 turn short.
Would have been dope. I was gonna leap, but you know, another time.
So, we'll actually take this time as it's 9 o'clock to take our short break. 10-minute break at the max, guys. I will see you back at 9:10 at the latest. We're gonna head back to the party that is standing out in the wilderness with a dead vegan, just a stone's throw away from them, and carcass in possession of a heart. And I will reiterate what Animated Broomstick Bot has just said. Please remember to hit the follow button. It helps us a lot just to have people coming back to come back and listen to us each Wednesday. So, with that, we find the party just after battle. Nobody seemed to have gotten hurt. Very fortuitous for them, but not so much for the poor vegan who was just hungry and looking for a nice, clean, conscious-free meal.
Poor guy.
Poor guy indeed. What would you guys like to do?
Do these birds look like something that would be good to salvage meat from?
Go ahead and roll a survival check for that.
Can do.
While he is checking on that, I'm just going to reach down and tear some off.
I got a 9.
It doesn't look like the most delicious thing. It's a lot of muscle, so it's very, very tough meat. And by the looks of its carnivorous nature, uh, you would surmise that this is probably really gamey tasting and really oily.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'll just let Carcass do his thing, and I won't worry about it.
Carcass, you take a nice chunk out of a hind quarter, a nice a nice leg of the paradon, and you eat it raw just fine.
Very oily. It goes down easy.
That it does.
Are there any feathers on either of them that are unsinged?
Considering how much fire damage they took, I wouldn't say that there's. Well, go ahead and roll investigation, see if you get lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an 8.
Yeah, it seems that these fire attacks hit pretty directly.
Okay, no worries.
Leon Ponte, even though knowing the man was a beggar, would like to go check the vegan beggar's body.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
You find a bag full of beef jerky.
With the 15, you find a small coin purse that has about 5 gold in it. And,
Yeah, I take it.
And you find a journal.
I also take the journal.
All right, would you like to read it?
Not at this moment, but soon.
Okay. You do notice the title, and it says Lyle's Lyle struggles against prejudiced adventurers in the Icewind Dale against vegans.
How much gold was in the coin purse that I stole from the dead homeless vegan?
5 gold.
How much? I'm sorry?
5.
Oh, 5.
Just 5.
Gotcha. So the dead homeless vegan only had 5?
Yes, 5 gold.
Cool. I steal it.
From the dead homeless vegan.
Yeah, from the dead homeless one. The vegan.
That one, yeah, got it.
Hey, Nate, which one?
That vegan that died, but he didn't have somewhere to go back to because he was, in fact, without a home.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, cool.
Just for further clarification, was it the individual who turned down meat who didn't seem to have a dwelling to call his own?
Yes, it was the abodeless anti-carnivore that was a bit deadly.
So you're saying that it was the...
We have to stop. I'm only so funny. Come on, guys.
This is the rest of the campaign for the night.
This is it. So you're saying that this was the shelterless herbivore that was seeking refuge in another town, but seemingly couldn't afford much with 5 gold?
Yeah, the boy that writes his feelings down in the journal.
Oh, you mean the journal that is titled Lyle's plight against
you? Sam, I didn't think it would be you that kept this bit going. I'm very.
Somebody has to outbit the bitter sometimes.
Oh man, I loved everything that just happened.
All right. So after
we
Go
read
ahead.
the journal as we walk.
Okay. So Lyle has written about 5 pages worth of stuff, and on the first page, it talks about how he was laughed out of an inn for saying that knucklehead trout was a very disdainful thing to eat, because fish have feelings, and you can tell because when you bring them out of water, they're crying for help, and things that are crying for help don't deserve to be eaten. And he makes a plight towards suggesting that this underwater algae can be boiled and tethered into a stew and create a very full and filling, nutritious meal. But he was tossed out of Caer Konig for that. The sisters that run the inn did not take lightly to his claim.
Is this an attack because this is the first campaign I've been a vegetarian for?
No, you were a vegetarian in the previous campaign.
I meant as a person, but sure. Okay. I would like to make note that Leon Ponte, it's going to be a weird thing, but as we continue to travel, he's going to finish this journal, writing in it as if this was the tale of Lyle, and he's going to finish this man's life story on behalf of him as a way of disassociating, if you will.
Very good.
Is he going to end up abandoning veganism?
I don't really know where we're going to take Lyle's journey, but I do know it will be written by me.
Does he ever find a home?
Aw.
Sam, what would you like to do next?
I would like to know if the vegan finds a home.
Yeah, Nate.
Hold on. Okay, well, a lot of what makes this guy who he is was the fact he did not have a home. So I would say ultimately no, that the tale of Lyle that eventually someone will find and read will find that this man had a bad life, but a nasty one.
Really
Wonderful.
I mean, he also doesn't have a heart, so.
I was gonna say home is where your heart is. So now his home is in Carglass's backpack.
No, it's dark in there.
Dark like the ending of this book.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh boy.
But yeah, after Leon Ponte decides all of this and steals the money from the man, he would like to just return to the party.
Okay. Oh, oh good times.
Also, I would like to grab the 2 arrows out of the one that I shot at and retrieve my bolts.
Yeah, easy enough. They didn't seem
Yeah.
to break or anything like that on impact. It was a very clean shot.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, traveling forth.
Indeed.
I say so.
All right. I will take a survival check from whoever is leading the party.
All right, I guess I'll keep leading. That's better. That's a 21.
Yeah, very good. You pick up where you left off on this trail, and in short time, you reach the crossroads, and you have the decision to go north to Caer-Dineval, to continue east to East Haven, or turn south to Goodmead.
Well, we're wanting to head towards Caer-Dineval, yeah.
All right.
Although above table, I really want to go to Goodmead and find out what the fuck is happening, but...
Before we turn onto this end of the road, I would like to turn to the party and reiterate. So, in case he sends a scouting party to make sure that we are going to Goodmead, should we maybe lay some tracks going in that direction?
I don't think he's going to do that. He was everything he said to us, he was very trusting. And honestly, that's the biggest reason I feel guilty about lying to him, because he was very trusting of us. And I almost feel bad for taking advantage, but I can't let this man die so we can investigate the caravan first.
Right. I just didn't know if we wanted to cover our tracks in a way to let them know that on good faith we were keeping our word on things, although it does seem a little underhanded. I understand your plight. It is all our plight.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need to put that much into it. I don't think he's going to send anybody out.
Housekeeping?
Oh, he's
Oh, did you hear the doorbell?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
Yeah,
dinner.
we all heard the doorbell, bro.
just grows out of the ground.
Sorry, elephants gotta eat too.
Come in. uh,
It's cool. It's cool. We got it.
all right. So, heading out, turning north. With that survival check, you make your way towards Caradinaval in short time. About 2 hours. The sun has set by far now, and you find yourselves once again in the city of Caradinaval. At the base of this small care is a township that's pretty run down. Doesn't look to be kept in the greatest of shape, but you see the castle sitting on top of the hill.
I will turn to the party and say, well, should we spend the night in our castle and get ready to go fresh in the morning?
I think that would be a good idea.
All right. Well, let's go get some sleep, I suppose.
All right, and you guys head up the hill, past the tavern on your left-hand side on your way up, and make your way up to the castle. The door is open for you, and you are greeted very happily by a few guardsmen that have been on watch here. And they say, you've brought someone new. Who is this?
I am Carcass.
No, I know you, Carcass. It's me. You remember me?
No, I don't know you.
I did the thing with the meat hunk. I threw it in the air and you caught it. You remember? Just about a week ago?
That was pointy.
Yes, that was me.
See, that was pointy.
But,
Leon Ponte just gives Carcass a no-look high five.
I'll look around at the party and be like, this is your home? I didn't realize it belonged to you guys.
It does not belong to us. We are guests here frequently, and they have been very hospitable to us.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah, they have been very kind.
And Kadroth comes down to greet you and he says, I'm very glad to see that you have all weathered the storm, and who is this? As he motions to Sora.
I'll step forward and shake his hand, I guess. Is he a human? What is he?
He is a tiefling. Very portly tiefling.
Okay, nice to meet you. My name's Sora.
And I am Kadroth. I am right-hand man to the speaker of the town. Please make yourself at home. The party can show you to your rooms. Zizix, is this another name we need to add to the door? Because last I recall, we were short on space.
No.
Okay, very well, Zizix. I will make note to not add her name to the door.
Thank you. I really appreciate your diligence on that.
Yes, of course. My word is my word, and I will keep it. Now, Sora, was it? We are about to serve dinner. If you would like goat cheese over knucklehead trout, we are having that. Quite a delicacy of ours and our chef.
Sure, if the party is willing to have me as their guest.
Yeah, dinner sounds great.
Very good. I'll make sure the chef has an extra spot for you all.
Oh, fantastic. Who doesn't love goat cheese smothered on fish?
You'd be surprised, and those people are idiots. To tell you what, let me tell
Oh
you,
my god.
there was this man that came by named Lyle. He was some sort of vegan, and he turned down our fish, and we threw his ass out. And we could not have that person slandering our only way of sustenance around here.
Oh no.
Leon Ponte will lean in and say, "Well, between you and me, my friend, this Lyle, he sound like a real piece of shit, no?"
Ah, yeah, that he
A
was.
real,
That he was.
a real heartless guy, you could say.
I don't get it. Why is that funny?
Leon
You had to
Ponte is
be
just
there.
gonna chuckle and keep walking.
I'm going to nudge Zizix real quick and ask him, would you like to step up to your lab before dinner for a minute?
Oh, I plan to spend a lot of time in there tonight.
Very good. I'd like to show you something.
Ooh. Careful with your push to talks being open at the same time.
Yeah, guys.
Shut up.
Oh boy.
Friendly. All friendly.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. Alright. So, Kadroth leaves you all to the Great Hall and goes back into his office where he shuts the door behind him. What would you guys like to do?
I'll just sit down and read a book until dinner.
Leon Ponte would probably find a nice, quiet place to smoke his pipe and would obviously welcome Carcass to hang out with him, spend some time with him if he is still shaken by the time we spent apart.
Oh yes, I would like to sit on the floor and watch him.
Yeah, very easy enough. Anybody else?
All right. And yeah, Zizix, would you like to accompany me up to your lab?
Oh yes, of course. Let's go.
Very good.
I'm just kind of gonna watch everybody and just kind of get a feel for the party and what they're doing and who's friends and stuff.
Leon Ponte would probably extend an invitation to Sora to join Carcass and himself.
Yes, I will pat the ground next to me as I sit down and say, "Oh, you can sit here with us, Bedsore."
I will accept his invitation to sit by him.
Bed sore. Oh my god.
Where? What? Oh. Oh my.
I love Marcus's nicknames.
Yeah, they're very they're very good. All right. Anything you guys would like to do other than just hang out?
I think Leon Ponte is probably like weaving some hyper dramatic tale where he's exaggerating a lot of the parts of a story about Carcass and him pulling off some sort of a miraculous heist. And he's really making it look like Carcass and Leon Ponte were the true heroes and geniuses when in fact we probably just like failed upwards in this successful heist. You know, fell on our ass but succeeded, but I'm making it sound like we are the best at what we do.
And I will sit on the ground with my mouth gaping open, listening to him spin his tale like I am not even actually a part of the tale.
So kind of like a, oh wow, then what happened next?
Yeah, Leon Ponte's answering Carcass's questions while answering Sora's questions.
All right. Let's see. So then, That would just go ahead and take us to Zizix's Zontical Zone, where Zizix and Lysander are in his office. Lab.
All right. And I'm going to pull out that mysterious vial that had the potion in it that I had dredged up from the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show it to him. And yeah, I found this at the bottom of the lake a few days ago. I don't know what it is. I was hoping maybe you might be able to identify it.
And Zizix is gonna go up and just snatch it out of his hand with, a huge amount of interest. Pull down his monocle and start saying, very interesting. So, you got this at the bottom of a lake?
Yes, sir.
So as you
Do I even want to know that story?
It was cold and wet, so probably not.
Okay. Well, just leave this with me, and I will see I can figure this out. And while you're here, did you end up getting that Chardolin crystal from Leoponte for me?
I have not yet. Seeing as how he's been gone for the last couple of days, but I was hoping that there would be an opportunity for me to discuss that with him soon. I hope he's agreeable.
I mean, if you can get that for me tonight, I have some things that I kind of experimenting with. And now that I'm at my shop, I have everything I need right here.
That's what I was thinking too. We're here. Best to do it while the opportunity is afoot.
Well, if you want to go do that, I will start looking at this and doing some tests.
Then I will leave you to it. And I will exit the lab and go down to meet Leoponte.
Okay. So then you head downstairs and you run into Leoponte, Carcass, and Sora, as Leoponte is going over some sort of grand tall tale that he's telling us as if it's a story that Carcass is just mouth open and agape, just bewildered at the story that he's telling.
Yeah, I think at this point in the story, Leon Ponte's like, and then when Matt Damon got in the elevator, it turned out to be his dad. That was the one that pulled off the rest of the heist. I'm just describing Ocean 13.
Oh my god.
Okay. Leoponte, may I have a word, please?
Leon Ponte will nod and grab more for his pipe and signal for Lysander to follow him outside.
I will follow.
Okay. And you make your way outside into the very cloudless sky. You can actually see the stars. Actually, Lysander, with your passive perception, you kind of see a little bit of like a northern lights kind of effect in the sky overhead.
That is beautiful.
And then you see what looks like a bird flapping in the sky, and it's quite sizable.
What kind of a bird?
It's way too far to tell, but the size at the distance that you see it, it's a large bird.
Okay. I will keep an eye on that bird.
Go ahead and roll perception.
That is an 18.
You actually notice that the illuminations in the sky start to concentrate around this bird. And then it starts to expand slowly throughout the night sky, kind of encasing this whole area.
I nudge Leoponte as I keep my eye on that bird. Do you see that?
I assume upon being provoked to look at it, Leon Ponte would see it.
Yep, absolutely.
Leon Ponte is just going to take a drag off of his pipe and just nod silently, trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
What do you make of that?
Leon Ponte is going to look to Lysander and just sort of shrug his shoulders, not sarcastically, but as in like a, I don't have any fucking idea, man.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
And Leoponte, as you start to kind of just, you look and you glance back at Lysander and just shrug your shoulders, you feel a sharp chill start to crest down onto you. Like it significantly just got colder since you've come outside in the short amount of time that you've been out. The temperature seems to be dropping.
Let me ask you this: does the temperature seem to be dropping as the bird is approaching?
As the magic in the sky starts to disperse from that central point of the bird, you kind of feel it growing colder.
Okay, so in some way, it feels as if this is related to the chilliness.
I will make an insight check, and we'll see if you make that correlation.
That's going to be a nat 20.
Yeah, you kind of find it really odd that it's getting colder as this illuminary effect in the sky seems to be growing.
Leon Ponte will say to Lysander, I believe perhaps this conversation should wait until we are back inside.
I think that you might be right.
Leon Ponte is going to make a point of doing one of those, crosswalk kind of run jog things that you do when a car's waiting. He's going to just hustle walk inside.
Okay. Yeah, very good. You guys quickly make your way back just inside the doors of Caer de Naval.
Leon Ponte will turn to Lysander and say, should we tell people about that?
Yeah, I think we should.
Leon Ponte, is there a window to look outside?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Leon Ponte will trust Lysander to communicate what we saw to the others, and Leon Ponte is going to make his way to the window to try to get eyes back on the focal point of the bird.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's an 8.
You can't seem to place where exactly the bird is, as the magic has started to disperse all throughout the night sky, and but you do see a cloud cover rolling in, seemingly all over, shielding the remnants of this magical light show in the sky. It's still visible at this point, but you see two opposing fronts of clouds starting to close like a elevator door, essentially.
Oh, okay. Leon Ponte will continue to watch while he waits to hear from Lysander or one of the others.
And Lysander, who do you grab?
I'm gonna grab Vega and Eclipse. I'll leave Sora and Carcass to get to know one another.
We'll come back to
bring them
that.
over to the window. Hey, I'm gonna approach them and say, hey, there's something outside.
What's something?
And the guard overhears and says, "Something outside." And he heads out the front door.
And I'm gonna grab him before he goes out. I'm like, no, don't go out there right now. Just stay in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the guard while I'm making Eclipse. I assume they're gonna go to the window that Leoponte is looking out of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the guard. Do you know anything about a giant bird that makes everything colder? An ice bird, I suppose.
I can't say I know anything about that. No.
Well, that's what's outside.
Hold on. Well, you know the oracle that we had. She would know of such things, but she has since passed. Let me see if Kadroth knows anything.
Yeah, please go get him.
And he shuffles away. As you guys make it to the window, you peer out and you see this aurora in the night sky slowly getting obscured by these two separate cloud fronts as they start to hide the stars in the sky from view. And before Kadroth can make it to the window as he emerges from his office, it's heavily obscured now of just clouds, and you're unable to see that aurora in the sky anymore.
Well, whenever Kadroth gets there, first off, I'm going to ask, do you still see it? I'll turn to Leoponte. I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry.
Leon Ponte will turn and say, I do not see the bird, but the sky, it's not looking good, my friend. And then Leon Ponte is going to take out the Journal of Lyle and write, crazy weather tonight, ... Where does wind even start anyways? Just something to think about. Signed, Lyle.
All right. Well, do you think that that bird made the cloud cover to hide itself?
Leon Ponte is going to kind of look around and then point at himself and say, are you asking me? I have no idea. I simply have no understanding of anything in the sky.
Okay. Then I'm going to turn to Kadroth. Do you know anything about a giant ice bird that seems to be able to manipulate the aurora borealis?
And he says, that's no ice bird. At least not to my knowledge. It's our understanding that it's oral that causes this immense temperature on us by her doing. And we make sacrifices to try to stifle this. Something must have not gone the way she wanted. I can't make heads or tails of it.
I was afraid you were going to say that. Leoponte and I were outside for not even a minute when we saw that thing, and the temperature dropped immensely.
I see. Well, it's my understanding that Bryn Shander was having their sacrifice tonight, and maybe East Haven didn't go through with theirs. I actually don't know their schedule offhand.
Okay. Well, I suppose that answers my question. Thank you, Kadroth.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't know more, but hopefully it's not too much of wintry wrath we face in the coming days.
I hope so too.
And Kadroth is gonna start to head back to his office.
I turn to Vega, Eclipse, and Leoponte and say, well, I guess that answers that.
Leon Ponte will shrug and say, well, I guess, and then continue to look out the window.
I don't have a better explanation. Do any of you?
No, I do not. It is just rather concerning. Are we in danger?
I think that has yet to be determined.
Leon Ponte would like to just crack the front door open and stick his head out to see how cold it has become.
Okay. Go ahead and you open the door and you feel the brisk air cutting in. As the winds have started to pick up and it's pretty damn cold. It's with the wind, it's definitely colder than it was when you were outside. But in considering the difference that a wind chill makes to the actual temperature, it seems about right. Uh, it's not something that is dangerous immediately to people not wearing heavy winter clothing, uh, but it's very cold that you start to see, like, as you breathe, uh, small, uh, you see your breath kind of freeze upon exhaling and almost forming some sort of mist that just floats down.
Leon Ponte will pull his head inside, and I imagine he has, like, if it's like kind of a snowy blizzardy, he's probably got like snow on his eyebrows and his beard and his mustache and stuff. And he'll turn around and say, I mean, everything seems to check out.
It's not so much snow blizzard at all. It's just like when you exhaled, you created like a frosty icicle beard.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted a snow beard. But I will say to them, yeah, everything seems weather-wise to be appropriate for this time. I mean, it's cold, but it's not the worst it's ever been.
Right. Well, Vega, Eclipse, would you mind to let everyone else know?
Eclipse nods, heading back over to the rest of the group.
Okay. And during this time, what have Carcass and Sora been talking about?
There's nobody around us, right? Like, nobody can hear us.
Not really, no.
Okay, I want to ask Carcass some questions. First, I'm going to say, that was really impressive what you did to that bird guy.
Oh, yes. I like to kill things very much.
You're very good at it. I saw you took his heart.
Yes, he had one in his mouth, and it was not his, so I took it.
What are you going to do with it?
Oh, it's in my bag.
I like your friends. They seem very nice.
Yes, Pointy is great.
Just Pointy.
Yes, he is my friend.
Aren't the rest of them your friends?
Oh, Pointy says that sometimes they can be friends, but sometimes they are not friends. I like the little bitty one, though.
Yeah, he doesn't like me very much, though. Can he do magic?
Oh, what is magic?
When you guys fight things, how does he help?
Oh, I don't know. I just kill things. I don't care what anyone else is doing.
Is there anyone else who helps heal people? Like, what if you get hurt?
Oh, I don't know. Someone will take care of me, I'm sure.
Well, I'm glad that you're my friend now, Carcass.
Oh, we are friends now? We should go tell Pointy.
I want to try to make up a handshake with them, like a fist bump, high five, like real simple. Just try it.
And there's probably no way I will remember this.
You get it on the
We're
first
gonna-
try, but he kind of gives you a weird look.
I feel like it's going to be different every time, but that's okay.
It's just
Put
like
your hand out there and let him do whatever he wants.
fist bump. Sometimes it's my elbow. One time I just bump you with my nose. I'm not really sure what we are doing.
Exactly. And that's okay.
All right. And as Carcass boops his nose into your hand, Eclipse and Vega arrive.
Hey, you two.
Mm-mm.
How's it going?
Bedsore here. She says that she is my friend.
That's nice.
I guess. We will talk to Pointy first.
Okay. Well, there seems to be a bird in the sky outside, and it's too dangerous to go outside. So, just let you know.
Okay.
Like the one we saw earlier?
Yes, but ice?
Oh, that does not sound good.
No, I'm not too thrilled about it.
Well, maybe we should go kill it.
Well, it's too cold to go out and kill it right now, but maybe later.
Okay. Well, maybe we could wrap up in blankets to go outside.
Maybe we could, Carcass.
I don't know if I have a blanket.
I don't think I do.
Maybe Pointy has one.
Ooh.
Okay, let's go find Pointy.
Go right ahead there, bud.
Okay, and I will just run off in whatever direction I happen to be facing to see if I can find Pointy.
Yeah, you would find Pointy, yeah, in short order. Is there anything else that Sora wanted to talk about with Eclipse and Vega before we go back?
She'd probably just ask, like, are we just gonna lay low in here for the night and just, like, hope it doesn't get worse, or?
It sure seems that way. Pointy stuck his head out the door, and his breath froze upon contact, so.
I mean, it's usually pretty cold around here, though, so hopefully, as long as it doesn't get worse, it's not really anything crazy at the moment. So hopefully we'll be all right.
Yeah, the cold really doesn't bother me. And, like, as I say that, I'll, like, open my mouth a little bit and just, like, blow, like, a little bit of frost, but not like my, you know how, like, they have that breath weapon thing, but not the whole thing, just, like, a little, like...
Eclipse is gonna do that, too. In response.
Just kind of nod my head in approval, like, that's what's up.
Yes! Dragon buddies!
Ice sisters.
In response, Vega will like look at both of them, kind of back and forth between them for a second, and then he'll hold up his trunk and like make a spark, and then kind of like put his head down.
This is some cute shit.
All right. Very good. So we'll go back to Carcass running up to Pointy and Lysander, who is still there at the window.
Oh, Pointy, do you have a blanket?
Leon Ponte will say no, but maybe Zizix does up in his lab. You could go ask him.
Oh, this is a lot of running for nothing.
Leon Ponte will say, my dear friend, you do not need to run. You can simply walk to Zizix's lab to see if he has a blanket.
I don't know where it is.
Leon Ponte, now heartbroken by that last sentence, is going to grab Carcass's hand and walk him around until we find Carcass a blanket, not understanding what Carcass needs the blanket for.
Yeah, and there's a guard that overhears this, and he says, "Carcass, there's a few blankets in your room that you can have."
Which one is my room?
And he points upstairs and he says, "It's the first door on your right."
And I take off running up the stairs, and I burst into the first door that I come across.
Okay, which would be the first door on your left, which you burst in and you find a.
That is clearly what he said.
Yeah, you said the first door that you come across.
Yes.
So it's gonna be bursting into the room, and it's full of books that are on the floor. Actually, they're on shelves now. They've been cleaned up.
But no blankets.
No blankets.
I'm going to storm back downstairs very angry and try and find the door again.
I like to imagine Leon Ponte and Lysander are trying to finish our conversation that we tried to start earlier, but we just keep getting distracted by Carcass sprinting in and out of the room.
Yep.
So Carcass, you see the guard downstairs.
I will grab his shoulder very hard, see, and lean in and tell him, there were no blankets.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
That is not good. That is a 6.
And he rolled worse, and he says, I'm very sorry, my mistake. And he shuffles upstairs and goes into the bedroom and comes back downstairs with a blanket. It probably takes him like 30 seconds to do so. And he hands you a blanket.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And
I will shuffle back to Pointy with my blanket.
Leon Ponte will say, hey, there you go, buddy.
Yes, now I have the blanket. We can go outside and kill this thing.
Leon Ponte is gonna just kind of take a second to collect himself and say, what the fuck?
They came and told me. Oh, by the way, the bed sore, she says that we are friends now, if that is okay.
Leon Ponte will nod his head up and down, waiting for the rest of the story.
Okay. So, the vegetable and the little kitty cat, they came and told Carcass that there is the thing outside, and I said maybe we should go kill it. And I said I could get the blanket, and they said to come find you to get the blanket. So I now have a blanket. We can go kill it.
Leon Ponte will put 2 hands on Carcass's shoulders and say, my friend, I do believe it is not safe for any of us to go try to kill it right now. It is a bit too cold for anybody else. Not for you, because you are so strong and you are so brave and you are so warm.
I have a blanket.
Yes, and you have a blanket. But you see, my friend, you... the Pointy, I will not do well in the cold. I could die if we go right now. Do you want me to die?
You could have my blanket.
Leon Ponte is just gonna have a little smile and then say, "Okay, tell you what, Carcass, go back to Bedsore and ask her to get blankets for everybody, have her help you, and then we can talk about going out and killing this thing, no?"
No, or to go. I don't know what you mean.
Go find Bedsore and ask her to help you gather blankets for everyone, and then we can discuss if we go outside.
Okay. I will turn around and charge immediately at the bed sore
All
as
right.
fast as I can.
And in the time that you've bought yourself, that carcass is now occupied, what would you two like to discuss, Leoponte and Lysander?
Before we get interrupted again,
Jesus.
I'm going to pull out the ruby from our job over at East Haven and ask, have you had time to think about our deal?
Perhaps. I mean, yes, it's been on my mind, but also surviving my terrifying kidnapping took the forefront of my focus for a bit.
I understand that.
So the ruby, and was there also gold involved in this offer as well? Remind me.
No, this is Zizix and I's pay from that job from killing the Z-Hag.
If Lysander would allow, Leon Ponte would like to inspect the ruby to kind of see if he can get a rough idea of how much he sold something like this for before.
Sure, go ahead and make a investigation check if he allows you to.
I'll allow it.
Nat 20.
Yeah. So I believe, what did I value that at? About 400 gold, maybe? What did I say?
Yeah, no, that's a deal.
I thought it was like 80 gold.
Yeah, I was thinking 80.
Yeah, I would think 480.
Am I thinking? What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of the ones Zizix got for the cauldron.
Yeah.
That's
This is
right.
80.
So this one's 80. Okay.
Leon Ponte will look at Lysander and say, this plus 20 gold, and you have a deal.
Did Zizix offer you gold as well?
I'm
I couldn't
asking
remember
for
if
it
he
right
did or
now.
not.
I don't actually remember, so I'm kind of just asking for it now. It is a counter offer, if you will. I was technically originally promised gold, not something I would have to sell, and for the labor that will be finding someone who can exchange this for the value, I'm going to ask for 20 gold as a holder in case that turns out to be quite troublesome on our journeys.
How about I give you 10 gold? That's
And
all
the-
I've got.
You have a deal, my friend. And Leon Ponte will shake Lysander's hand and put the other Chardolin crystal in his hand as I do so.
And I will give him 10 gold.
And the ruby, yes?
Yes.
Okay, we have a deal.
Done deal.
And I'm going to take the Chardolin crystal up to Zizix's lab.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go to that before Carcass returns with all the blankets. So you make your way up to Zizix's exontical zone. You knock on the door.
Knockety knock.
Who is it?
It's me.
Zizix will go to the door and crack it open and say, "It's me, could be anyone."
I'd hope
But now
that
I know that it's you.
I would hope that you would recognize my voice by now. But anyway, and I hold out the Shardling crystal. Man.
At that, Zizix, his eyes are just gonna go wide open, snatch it out of his hand, and kind of just go back inside, leaving the door open for him to come in. He's gonna go over to his little workbench and start inspecting the gem.
Mm-hmm.
You find anything out about that potion real quick? As I close the door behind me.
Sam, what would I need to roll for that one?
So that would be an Arcana check if you're not casting Identify.
With all this going on, I probably would have used Identify as a ritual.
Okay.
Like in that meantime.
So, as a ritual, let's see, where is that? So you identify this as a potion of many. So let me see if I can find the exact one. When you drink this potion, you gain the reduce effect for 1d4 hours, and you kind of got this clue because the contents of this potion, the liquid inside contracts to a tiny little bead and then expands back out to essentially the color of a healing potion.
So it reduces your size how? Like
It's like the spell reduce.
it just makes you one size smaller kind of thing?
Let's see. It would it reduces you by one size, yes.
Well, this just makes you smaller. Could be useful in certain situations, like, trying to stealth around or, maybe trying to hide from something.
Okay. Or maybe it could be used against an enemy to make a larger creature smaller, right?
I mean, yeah, you could use it that way. I mean, giving it to somebody that may not want to take it, I mean, that's another story.
That's a really good idea. I say as a metallic smile creeps across my face. So thank you for identifying that for me.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm always interested in this kind of stuff.
And I'm glad to have you around. Wanted to let you know that I gave Leoponte that ruby as we had agreed. I couldn't remember if you had agreed to give him gold on top of that or not. But I gave him 10 of my gold in order to seal the deal and get it from him.
Oh, okay. Here, take some gold, and I'll give him 10 gold.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I think this thing's worth a little bit more than what he kind of knows, but don't tell him that.
Nah, I'm pretty pleased with the arrangement. So what do you plan on doing with it, if I may ask?
You just wait. Now, while I appreciate you getting this for me, I need you to kind of vacate my lab so I can get back to work.
Of course. And I will take my potion of mini. I'll put it in my bag, and I will exit. Thank you, Zizix.
Oh yes, of course.
All right. And with that, we'll pop back down to Carcass and Bedsore. I believe Clips and Vega are down there as well. So Carcass, you've been tasked with getting blankets for everybody.
Yes. So as I leave Pointy, I'm going to charge straight at Bedsore, and kind of like I do with Pointy, try and stop right before I run her over.
Okay, make a dexterity check.
That is a 18.
Yep, you do so just fine to where Sora Carcass stops just before your face, and you feel his nostrils just breathing hot air directly on your skin.
I want to boop him.
Boop.
And I will just say, Pointy says we must get the blankets for everyone.
Why do we have to get blankets for everyone?
So the blanket, they make us warm, and then we go outside and we kill whatever is out there.
Okay, let's go, Carcass, let's go to the window and see if it's still out there before we get blankets for everyone, right?
Oh, I did not think of that. That is you're very smart.
I want to, take Carcass to the window and not really even look, just be like, see, it's gone. There's no reason to even get blankets. There's nothing to fight.
Oh. Okay. Maybe we should go eat then.
That's a good idea.
She's picking up to him quick.
And with that, I will go ahead and take off running down to where I can smell food.
Okay. And you find your way into the kitchen. As you have done before, you barge on in there, I assume, breaking down the door.
If they have rebuilt it from last time, yes.
Yes, they have.
Then yes.
You burst into the door, and the chef drops the tray that he has in his hand as he is walking out, and Knucklehead Trout is falling onto the floor. He says, "Ah, Carcass, what are you doing?"
I have come to eat.
"I was just bringing this out. Couldn't you have waited? Perhaps knock next time."
What is a knock?
You don't know what a knock is?
No.
Okay. Try this in the future, and people might like you more. So you go up to the door. You see the door there on the ground that you knocked over?
Yes, I see this door.
Okay. Now imagine, or pretend, that you didn't do what you just did, and that door was still on the frame? Okay, are you with me?
Yes, I am here with you.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
No.
Okay. Carcass, look at the door.
I see the door. It is on the ground.
Take your hand, make a fist,
I like this part.
and then gently push your fist into the door.
I will ball up my fist and I will punch the door.
Okay, go ahead, roll damage.
for unarmed strike?
Yes.
Oh, my unarmed strike damage is 6 damage.
And you you splinter off a little piece of the edge of the door that you've been punching. He says, "No, no, no, easier, like it was a tiny kitten, just very lightly."
Do I see this?
Oh,
No, they're inside the kitchen at this point. You saw him charge off, and you heard a clattering, though.
I just came for food.
But I'm teaching you etiquette.
I don't like these big words.
Okay, well, you will learn this big word, because if you don't, you may not get food.
I will pull out my great axe.
Okay, roll intimidation.
Oh, that is much better this time. That is 19.
Okay, maybe we don't learn etiquette. Okay, just go outside and I'll bring you your food, Carcass. Just wait.
I will eat the food you dropped on the floor.
No.
Just scoop it into a plate.
No.
It will be fine.
I say no, Carcass.
Is someone else going to eat it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I did not know it belonged to someone else. I will go out and wait for my food.
Thank you, Carcass. And I assume you head out and wait at the table.
Yes, I will go out and wait at the table because I'm very hungry now.
So, Sora, if you made your way over there after hearing this loud boom, you would be catching Carcass as he walked outside.
Okay, I'll go sit down with him. Work on our handshake.
Okay, very good. And in a short amount of time, probably about 5 minutes, the chef comes out and calls attention to everyone, says that food is ready to be served, and brings out knucklehead trout for everyone to eat.
And I will dig into my bag and push the heart aside and get my special fork, and I will start eating my knucklehead trout.
Okay. I assume everyone except for Zezix is coming down.
Leon Ponte would like to take his food to his room.
Okay, very good.
And then, I'm so sorry to ask, I have one more thing I think I should ask you in the court, whenever you have a moment.
Okay, we can go ahead and do that now. Why have you addressed the court?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. So, Leon Ponte, I wanted to talk about this now that we're back. So, he is starting to get stressed out because the sightings and the encounters with the people of his past are becoming more frequent, it would seem, in his life.
Uh-huh.
So, Leon Ponte, I was curious if I could use criminal contact. I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances.
Uh-huh.
Specifically, I know the local messengers, etc., etc. I would like to find a way to send note to anyone I trust in Neverember, or wherever that is, Neverwinter or whatever, and find out what the status is of, like, what they think I'm doing, where they think I am. So, like, get an update on those hunting me.
Okay. So one issue with this is that it's left up to chance, because the messengers going out would have to be birds and animals and stuff like that, which are susceptible to this extreme weather sometimes. So if you were to send a message, I would have you roll a D100 to see if they are successful or not.
Okay, so either it works or this is like a useless feat because it's cold.
Right.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll roll a D100 if you don't mind. I just would like to.
Not at
Leon
all.
Ponte is starting to get closer and closer to, feeling like everything's gonna collapse based on how many close calls he's had lately.
Right. It's just because this module is to like
Yeah.
accentuate the seclusion and
Absolutely. I'd still like to make an attempt at that if
yeah,
that's okay.
I think your character would. So there's
Okay.
no problem with trying.
So yeah, you want me to roll that real quick?
Go ahead.
That's gonna be a 72.
Okay. Noted. I will
And
go
yeah,
ahead
aside
and write
from
that down.
Leon Ponte's just eating in his room so he could write that letter and be like, hey, whoever it is, hey, it's in code, and thieves can't be like, this is Leon Ponte. Here's where you can reach me. Let me know what it's looking like over there.
Okay. Very good.
That's all I needed.
All right. Going back to the main room. All right. So everyone has their food in front of them, and everyone's welcome to dig in, eat your food, and all that good stuff. After this, does anyone have any pressing issues they would like to do before they turn in for the night?
Not me. Just gonna write in my journal of the day's events.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think after Leon Ponte finishes eating, he's just going to bed.
Okay.
I'm good too.
Zizix is working in his shop throughout the night.
Right.
I will go try and find my bedroom.
Okay. And you guys do just that. Did you say something, Sora? You got cut out?
I just said I was good too. I'll just go to bed when everybody else does.
Okay. Very good. So, with that, everyone retreats to their rooms. Carcass, you find it eventually. And you all get a very nice, long rest. Except for Zizix. And you awaken the next morning and convene downstairs as the sun has risen and daylight's burning. As you know, on a limited time frame, there's only about 5 hours of light on any given day.
Well, we should head out, yeah?
Yes. We don't
Agreed.
have time to waste.
Okay. Is anyone gonna go get Zizix?
Yeah, I would knock on the lab and let him know that we're about to head out.
Okay.
As Lysander knocks on the door, I'm gonna tell him, "Come in here."
Okay. And I will.
And don't get scared.
Good morning to you too.
Sam, while I was working last night, I would have created my experimental elixir.
Okay. What did you roll?
That's a 5.
Okay. Very good.
And while I was working all night, I created my homunculus. And so, yeah, as you come in, I'm gonna say, don't make any sudden movements. Just let him get used to you.
Him?
Yeah.
Him.
This is Oliver. And I'm gonna say, Oliver, come here. and from behind one of my tables is a little robot dog that has wings. And I'll paste a picture here in our Discord so I can show you guys.
Okay.
But
Oh my.
you know, I was kind of, after watching you and studying your body, thought I'd give it a shot myself.
I'm going to kneel down and hold out my hand for Oliver. Whoa. That is cool.
Careful, he might bite. You know, with everything trying to kill me, you know, I kind of made him for like kind of a protection.
Yeah, I understand. He's cute.
So, what you're gonna notice as well is that his eyes glow like your eyes.
Well, hey, little fella. You and I are a lot alike. I hold out my hand for him to.
So that Charlatan crystal that you got yesterday, that's what I needed to finish him.
Well, I'd say this is quite a feat, Zizix. This is
Well,
amazing.
You know, I thought so myself. I'm pretty proud of it. But I don't know if people are going to be kind of scared of him, so maybe you could warn them before I come down?
Sure. I'll warn them. A lot of these newcomers seem to have taken a liking to me. I don't see why they would have any problem with a dog.
Well, he's not just a dog.
Well, no. Dog-like, I should say.
Think of him as more of an extension of me.
Can I pet him?
Absolutely.
And,
He just may not be friendly to people that I'm not friendly with. But as long as we're friends, he won't hurt you.
well, are we friends, Oliver? I kneel down, hold out my hand.
Well, as you kneel down, he's actually gonna start flying around you.
Okay.
Just kind
I'll stand there.
of like running around in circles and, you know, looking at you and stuff.
Okay.
He is awfully sprightly, isn't he?
Oh yes. But you know, this is the first time I've woken him up, so you know, there may be some things that I need to fix. I don't know.
Are you going to keep him here, or is he coming with us?
Oh gosh, no, he's coming with me.
Okay. Then, yeah, let's get him acquainted with everybody, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Very good.
As you guys start to head downstairs, Zizix, what names are on the door again? Is Oliver on the door?
He is not at the moment, unless one of the guards' names was Oliver, because all of the guards at the castle was on there. Myself, Lysander, and then I scratched out eclipses.
Okay, there is no guard named Oliver, so what happens now?
Well, he's not really a person, you know?
Okay, I'll allow
You allow it, it's my lab.
it. Alright, so you guys head downstairs and meet up with everybody in the main hall.
Yeah.
And with Zezix is this homunculus, this dog with wings. And it seems to be a little apprehensive at first, I assume.
Maybe a little bit, just because really it's more of an extension of how I feel. So it obeys my commands and everything like that. But if I'm worried about everyone else, it may be worried, if that makes sense.
Okay, yep. There you go.
So they're walking out to where we can all see him now?
Yeah, everyone's down in the Great Hall, yeah.
Well, hey there. Who is this?
This is my best work yet. This is Oliver.
Leon Ponte is going to toss a meat hunk at Oliver to see what happens.
He'll probably just watch it fall to the ground, not really understanding what it is.
As that happens, I'm gonna say, you made him?
And very matter-of-factly kind of look, he's gonna look at Vega and he's like, "Yep."
Wow, Zezix, I'm impressed. He's magnificent.
Leon Ponte would put a hand on Carcass's shoulder, and if he's there, and would say, "Would you like to meet Oliver, buddy?"
I already met someone new, but I do want that meat hunk.
And Zizix is gonna command Oliver to pick up the meat hunk and fly it over to Carcass.
And I will put my hands out and just jump up and down very excitedly.
And then Zizix is gonna say, "Oliver, drop it!" And then Oliver will drop the meat hunk for Carcass.
And I will shove it in my mouth and say, "Oh, I like this meat retrieving machine."
Sora's just like watching, not really like talking or anything, just watching everybody and the dog and stuff.
Okay. Well, after everyone meets and greets Oliver, what would you guys like to do?
Leon Ponte would like to go outside to check on
What happened to your mic?
me.
Yeah, it sounded like you were 20 feet away.
I'm still at the exact same distance. Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's better now for some reason.
That's weird. Yeah, Leon Ponte would like to go outside and check on the weather.
Yeah, weather's cold.
Well, yeah, but is it like yesterday's cold, or is it like back to normal a bit more?
It's colder than yesterday's cold, but I mean, it's, you know, you're still going to be in heavy winter gear, which should protect you from such ailments.
Okay. Yeah, Leon Ponte will tell the party he believes we could travel today if we wish.
Now, your mic's dying for some reason.
That's weird. Let me work on it for a second.
Alright, no worries.
Yeah. We should go and save Garrett now.
Mm-hmm.
We were wasting time.
Yeah, agreed. Let's go. But Zizek's, damn buddy, well done.
This is quite a feat.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So you guys leave Caer Dinevel and you start to head for Caer Koenig. Head north along the roads. Whoever is leading you, please make a survival check.
On it. $12.
12. All right. So with the brisk weather and the cutting wind, you find yourselves having to travel a little bit harder than normal, heading north as the wind seems to be cutting in your direction. So this whole trek is upwind, and it takes you a little bit longer to get there. But before you arrive, let's see if you encounter anything along the way. Yes. As you travel north, you see a medium-sized figure ahead of you, heavily clothed in very, very warm-looking clothing. And as you pass, they say, "Ah, hey, what is that?" And as it points to Oliver.
That's none of your business.
I'll say, what? You never seen a fucking dog before?
Not a dog like that, but I'm willing to pay for it. I will take that off your hands so quickly.
Oh, he is not for sale.
Well, what would you say to 100 gold?
I'd say screw off.
And then, Vega, you over here.
Offer him 200. 200.
Yeah, 250.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say, hey, how about the three of you piss off? He already said it's not for sale.
And the top one's mouth just drops, and it's like, "Excuse me, but it's only us two. We're one short now, thanks to that one," and points to Carcass.
Well, my apologies. Why don't the two of you just drop it? He's not gonna sell him to you, okay?
But we need a third! As one yells from inside of the heavy winter clothing that you cannot see the face of.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to just find another kobold or something, because he's not gonna.
All right. We don't want to stay around you guys anyway. Another one might end up dead. That wouldn't be good for me, because it's definitely not going to be me.
Well, fair enough. Sorry about your friend. You try to have a good day now, okay?
And they kind of scoff and head back in the direction they were already going, south.
Oh boy.
All right, and you guys make it all the way to Caer Koenig, and the streets are, a little bit unpaved, a little bit, doesn't seem like many people have been shoveling the roads So there's big lumps of snow here and there that have been sitting there for a while, and a lot more snow has accumulated over the time since you were last here. So, but that's actually we're gonna actually end tonight before you guys go investigate Frozen Far Expeditions. So it's a good place nice clean place to end. Good session, everybody.
Yeah, that was fun.
Welcome, Samantha, to the party.
We missed you so much. Welcome back.
I missed you guys too. It was so much fun. I needed this.
Absolutely. Happy to have you back. We're very glad that everyone else has joined us for this 4-hour show. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. Come back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. I'll be streaming later this weekend as well, since it's a 3-day weekend. Take advantage of it. Yeah, 3-day weekend. And we'll be back next week, same time, 7 p.m. Central, with more Dungeons and Dragons Rime of the Frost Maiden, episode 13. And if you're tuning in late and need to catch up, you can watch the VOD here, or you can subscribe to YouTube TV YouTube Samson Paul. Got a playlist of every single session so far, so you can catch up. If you got downtime at work, listen to it. And other than that, give us a follow on Twitter, Samson Paul. And if there's nothing else, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Have a good night, y'all.